Wow, welcome to day 81 of my Munro challenge. Today I'm walking 3 routes in one, routes number 77, number 100 and number 101. So I'm going to try and bag 7 Munros in one day. So here we go. The first one, Beinn Ghlas, round hill of the Grey Corrie. Second one, Beinn Ghlas, rounded hill of Lament. Third, Beinn Ghlas, grey green hill. 4, Beinn Ghlas, hoof. 5, I'm stuck, the peak. 6, Beinn Ghlas, the rough rounded hill. And last but not least, Beinn Ghlas, the rounded hill of the horse stud. So I've got a taxi from Lawyers. I've parked at Lawyers. I've just got a taxi round to the end of the reservoir. So this is where I'm going to start the ascent of the ridge. So there's a large manufactured cairn there beside the roadside, and here's the track that we're starting on. So away we go. Let's get on with it. So the cloud is just clearing off the first top, hopefully. So that's Beinn Ghlas. That's Beinn Ghlas over there. Did that a couple of weeks ago, just so I didn't have to add it to the 7 I'm doing today. So the path, extremely squelchy and boggy, but it's not surprising the amount of rain we've had over the last week. As I say, the clouds are clearing off the top, so hopefully we'll be lucky. So we've got a burn to cross before we start the ascent of Beinn Ghlas, which is up there in the clouds. You can see what looks like it might be a path skirting up the side. So there we go. I can see a definite path now cutting up that hillside. Looks very, very steep. So I would imagine the top is beyond the rounded hill you can see ahead. So this is where the fun begins. Haha. Let's cut straight up there. Wow. Looking back across Beinn Ghlas Ridge, and that's the glen we've come up. There's a various tops we're going to be hitting. First 3 anyway. We're still heading up here. Very steep, grassy bank. So here we are, Beinn Ghlas. Wow, that's Beinn Ghlas over there in the cloud. So that'll be Ansuk. It's a very steep descent apparently. So that's where we're heading next. Just looking down to this Beinn, this horizon. Isn't this amazing? All of these to do today. Wow, absolutely stunning. So I'm at the bottom of the very windy Beinn. Quite a long descent that was. Looking back up. There we go. So now we're starting the next descent. So far it's quite a good path. Easy nav. I had to check the map. And I walk up to that height, that low point there. But the top is it's not over there as you might think. The top's straight on. Keep going. So that's your blows. That's the first view of the top. There's 3 people coming off of it. Timing over there. The rest of the ridge. Wow. Going to be an awesome day. There's 3 people ahead. It's a Saturday, so I'm expecting to see quite a lot of people on the walk today. In fact, I can see people on the next Munro as well. So here we are, Beinn Ghlas. Wow. You can see Beinn Ghlas over there, the big rounded lump. So that's where we're going next. Beinn Ghlas. I've to say the Beinn down to Beinn Ghlas doesn't look too difficult on that one. I think this Beinn I'm about to drop down looks a lot steeper. Anyway, onwards, Beinn Ghlas, and Ghlas up in the clouds still. Yeah, the drop to this Beinn looks looks a bit steep. Certainly a lot steeper than the next one. I don't know if you can see how steep this drop down into the Beinn is, but it's very, very steep. Luckily, it's been a reasonably well marked, defined path, just to help you get round. The next side looks steep as well. So I'm at a four-way crossroads here at the Beinn. We've just dropped down. I said it was steep, didn't I? And there's a faint, very faint path heading straight up the other side, which is what I'm going to take. Clouds are coming in behind me. Looking back down at the Beinn. Very steep path initially. It's just easy enough towards the top, but see, stand waiting. Quite a few people ahead on the ridge down to the next Beinn. So here we are, Beinn Ghlas. So we're at the Beinn. That was, as I suggested earlier, that was quite an easy drop down to this Beinn. But you can see people slogging up the side of Ghlas now. It's like a procession of ants. So this is the high point of the day. Away we go. Yeah, this path is as I expected. It's stepped, erosion control. Very popular walk, lots of people about. So, Beinn Ghlas, here we are, Two Cairns. Top 10 mountain in Scotland. So, nothing to see, so we'll drop straight down to Unstuck. Hopefully get a view from there. You have to be careful coming off the top there. There's a couple of paths to choose from. Just got to take a bearing in this weather and make sure you take the right path. So we're just dropping off Beinn Ghlas down to the Beinn to Unstuck. Unstuck just coming out of the cloud. Wow. Still dropping down. We've got a little bit of a small rise and then a drop again into the Beinn. Wow, views. Just found a bit of shelter for a sandwich out the wind, and what a view. So we've got Unstuck, and in the background we've got Beinn Ghlas, and then right round there we've got the last one of the day, which is Beinn Ghlas. Absolutely awesome. So 1, 2, 4. We're heading up here extremely steeply to Unstuck number 5. Here we are, Unstuck. Awesome. Awesome. In fact, you can see all 7 Munros from here. So let's go for it, shall we? Start at the beginning. Mila Corrie there. Over there we dropped down to the Beinn, then we climbed all the way up to Beinn Ghlas, then we dropped back down to Beinn and we climbed up to Beinn Ghlas, and a short drop to the Beinn and then a long climb up to Beinn Ghlas, which is now out of the cloud. Drop down, quite a steep little climb up here to Unstuck as we are now. So then we're going to drop down to the next Beinn, climb over Beinn Ghlas over there, and then the last Munro, Beinn Ghlas, over there, and we'll drop back down to the car park where I'm parked. When you look across you think, it can't be a Munro, it's far too close, until you get to this edge and you look at this ridiculously steep drop to the Beinn, so it's definitely a Munro. Just lulled you into a false sense of security. Yo, this is steep. Now the chop ahead in the red is one of our subscribers. So It's good to meet somebody who's watching. Look at that scramble down there. This is steep. Wow. Wow, I was told it was steep, that bit, and it is. It's ridiculously steep. Not too bad though. The path down it does help. A little bit of a scramble. So here we go. We're at the Beinn Ghlas. So the next descent, here we come. That's why they call it the peak. Yes, it was steep. I'm stuck. Looking back, Laws. Heading up to this summit now. So this is us, Beinn Ghlas. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. So the last one's way over there, so a bit of a hike still. Just bumped into two more Munro baggers. We're heading off to the last one. So I'm going to drop right down there, right down into the Beinn Ghlas. You can see the track skirting up the next one. I think it was called rounded. So it needs to be rounded after that last couple. They were steep. So that's the last one over there, then we'll drop down to the car. So I'm down at the Beinn Ghlas and I'm just looking back up. It's quite a long way down to this Beinn Ghlas, further than you think. There's Beinn Ghlas down there, Stan's just having a drink. So, last climb of the day. It's very grassy, hopefully nothing too arduous. Wow, just looking back across at Beinn Ghlas, doesn't it look absolutely awesome, mighty. It's a monster mountain. Wow. So we're still trudging up this moor. Boggy, but not too bad. I was on a lot worse the other day, that's for sure. See some people on the top over there. It's an encouraging sight. I can see people, it can't be that far away. So here we are, Beinn Ghlas, the rounded hill of the horse stud. Wow, look at that. That's Laws over there. I'm stuck. Beinn Ghlas. Awesome, awesome day. Wow, what a fantastic view. A fabulous view. So, following this track now, pretty much straight over the top, all the way down to the road at the side of Loch Tay and the Lawyers Hotel car park where I park my car. 7 Munros one day, what an awesome feeling. So looking back up, the path descends really steeply and it goes down to that burn you can see over there. Yeah, it descends to that burn you can see and then follows a burn. We've just got to have another look over there. Laws and stuck. Awesome, awesome. What a fabulous day. Not a million miles away from the end now. Hi, welcome to day 82 of my Munro challenge. Today I walk routes numbers 77, 100 and 101. It's Saturday the 14th of May. I parked at the hotel at Lawyers, £5 donations, honesty box, and I got a taxi from there right the way round to the past the dam and the reservoir, and I started at the little car park just beyond the reservoir. Beinn Ghlas, the first one. It very, very, very steady. I mean, you're starting at 450 meters, so it's not a huge first Munro as you tend to get your height until you get to the last pull, really, and then you've got an extremely steep grassy ascent, and it must go on for I'd say 150, maybe even 200 meters. Very, very steep. Then you get to the Beinn Ghlas, which is steady away. So there seems to be a long drop down to the Beinn Ghlas, but it's steady away, and it's steady away climb up to Beinn Corani, very, very steady. The descent, however, off Mill Corani is quite steep. It's quite a steep drop to the Beinn, and as you're dropping down, you're looking over at Beinn Ghlas thinking, oh gosh, that looks steep. As the next descent, and it is. The first section particularly is quite steep, and then it eases as you get towards the top. Now, when you're on Beinn Ghlas, you're starting meeting people. There are lots and lots of people about. Met a lovely couple from Affleck, and it turns out he's a bit of a fell runner, and he's run a lot of the really long routes that you do on the Munros. He seems to have run them all, so quite impressed with him and what he's done. Quite an easy drop down to the Beinn, and to Beinn Ghlas, and the erosion control path up. Very busy, loads and loads of people. Quite easy going, although you're making your height. The path does make it easy. There's two tops at the top, but both beside each other, and there's a couple of three paths off of there. Now, I was in cloud, so you had to be careful. You made the right choice to drop at whichever direction you need to be. It's a long drop actually, and quite steep in places down to the Beinn. I managed to snuggle in behind some rocks to get out of the wind because it was absolutely bitterly cold and extremely strong wind. So Stan and I had a sandwich out of the way, and then we continued our descent. And it was quite steep descent to the Beinn before Unstuck, but not as steep as the ascent up Beinn Stuck, which I thought, wow, that's steep. Funnily enough, on the top of Beinn Stuck, I met a couple training to climb Mount McKinley, and they've got such a big pack on. I had to have a chat with them just to find out why they've got such a big pack on. So good, if you are watching this, good luck on Mount McKinley the next few weeks. And then I met a chap who actually he subscribes to the channel. He was out running on the ridge, and so he stopped to say hello. I'd never met him before, so it was lovely chatting, and he was telling me what he thought of the channel. So that was good. Met loads and loads and loads of really friendly people today. Thoroughly enjoyed the day. So, Unstuck. I thought it was steep on the ascent, but going down the other side it was ridiculously steep, extremely steep, scrambly descent. I mean, when you're on Unstuck and you look across to Beinn Ghlas, at first you think, there can't be a Munro, it's too close. There can't possibly be a Beinn between here and there. And then when you get to the edge and see it, there is. Gosh, it was steep. But then you're in the Beinn, and you've got quite a nice steady climb up to Beinn Ghlas. Very, very steady. But the descent off of Beinn Ghlas was very boggy and very long. It seemed to take an age to get down there the other side. However, the climb up to Beinn Ghlas, the last Munro of the day, was quite easy, I'd say. Very grassy, very steady. It came as just at the right time, really, a nice long easy climb. The descent on the other side, however, was very long and very steep and very grassy. I'm glad it wasn't raining, because it'd have been slippy, but it wasn't, and it was a lovely day and everything was fabulous. So you drop to the burn, then you follow the path beside the burn all the way back to the road and your car. As I say, I met loads of people today. It was lovely to chat to everybody. So the day, 8.5 hours, 14.5 miles, and a massive 5,561 feet of climbing. Now, I actually thought it was far easier than the 2 Munros I climbed 2 days ago. Good paths, quite a steady day actually. I thoroughly enjoyed the day.
So the world is right.